my place, and I am welcome.
Everyone, welcome to Unity of York Region Sunday service. We're so pleased that you're here to join us. Our speaker today is Jacquie Clark. She's a wife and mother of 4 children. Never guess looking at her, and 2 dogs. And she came into Unity Church of Mississauga 15 years ago and felt that this was a home for her heart. My name is Reverend Pat Ball, and at the time I was the minister at Unity of Mississauga, and I remember Jacquie coming in and her wonderful personality and sweetness. And she became a prayer chaplain a few years later. After I had left, became a prayer chaplain trainer, traveling to Phoenix to train with Leilani Burt. And so now she is a speaker, a teacher, a prayer, a celebrant, an eternal optimist. And we're so pleased that she's here today. She's going to be talking about the hero that lies in you. Isn't that the cutest picture? Did you know that the inspiration for Superman was inspired by the biblical character Moses, hero? So Jacquie's going to explore the metaphysical symbolism of Superman, the spiritual lessons offered in his story that we can apply to our own lives. Let's get started with music.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
And indeed, we know our souls are welcome here. Let us turn within to invoke the presence that is within each of us. We breathe into this knowing that there is one power, one presence that is everywhere present. In everything we touch and see and feel and hear, and in each other, and especially in ourselves. We are divine beings. And we come together, clothed in our bodies, to join with each other in this celebration of our divinity, our Christ nature, whatever the word is for that presence. We honor and celebrate all spiritual gatherings today and throughout the week, knowing there are many names for God, many faces for God, many ways in which to celebrate that presence, but there's only one presence, one power. And as we participate in this gathering together today, we feel that energy flowing in and through and as us. And so it is. Amen. Unity of York region is a tiny spot in the map of the world. But we are all one. We are all holding this same vision for this world. And it is a world, and please repeat it with me, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And you know, many people, spiritual and physical, physicists, everyone is knowing that this movement that is happening now, this movement that is causing chaos in the world, the movement of the world growing towards spiritual awakening, it's always darkest before the dawn, you know that. And so what is happening now in our world is actually making it powerfully transformed. And we are so grateful to be a part of that vision. And what is our part here at Unity of York Region? Let's say it. We are a vibrant, thriving spiritual community serving the world by embodying unity principles of higher consciousness. And when we embody them, it means we learn about them. We think about them, we meditate on them, and we use them when we are acting in the world with each other. And so together, we affirm, God is, I am, we are together transforming the world. And so during the month of August, the entire Canadian movement affirms prosperity, peace, and harmony in these unity centers in Canada, the Unity Center of Winnipeg, and also the Unity Christ Center of Truth in Etobicoke. And we see them as knowing that they have an important part to play in this world transformation. And now Robin is going to read the daily word for us today. Robin? Unmute yourself, Robin. The word for today is light.
Thank you, Pat. The word for today is light. The light of God surrounds me. When darkness casts shadows in my life or in the life of someone I care about, I call upon the divine light that lies within me and expresses as me. Just as the light of the sun illuminates the sky, my soul, and warms my heart, Even during life's darkest moments, the light of God is always shining within me, just as it shines within all people. Basking in this light, I find the strength and power to lift myself up. Through acts of service and loving kindness, I can be the light that helps guide others through any darkness they may be facing. Every smile, kind word, thoughtful deed, or offer of help has the potential to brighten someone's day. They rise in the darkness as a light for the upright. They are gracious, merciful, and righteous. Psalm 112, line 4. The light of God surrounds me.
Thank you, Robin. Let's say that together. The light of God surrounds me. Feel it. Feel it permeating every cell of your body. Unity of York Region has prayer chaplains and a prayer program that you can take advantage of if you have a need for prayer. Just contact us at the email or the phone number and we will call you back. Or you may also call Silent Unity at 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And now let's listen to Daniel take us up higher. Up, up, up.
Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. A higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. No more forward, no more backward, no more spinning around and around. My life is moving ever upward. My feet are leaving the ground. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. A higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. No more downward, no more darkness, no more wondering the point of it all. My life is destined, oh, for greatness. My soul has answered the call. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. A higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. A higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. A higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place.
Thank you, Daniel. So nice of you to join us. So there's some interesting things coming forward. This is kind of almost, we're ending the summer series. And so that's the Thursday night Zoom class from 7:30 to 9. This week, oh, to be determined. You'll have to come and see what it's about. I'm not sure if Irene is leading it or if it's Debbie, but whatever it is, it will be amazing and very uplifting and inspiring. And starting in, what is that, 2 weeks from this Thursday? Yeah, 2 weeks from this Thursday on September the 17th. Maybe it's 3 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, don't worry about it. September 17th, we're going to start a new book study, Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. And so you're all encouraged to get a copy of the book and start reading it. It's going to be a really interesting class. Unity World Day of Prayer is on September the 9th. It starts in Unity Village on the 9th, but here in York Region on September the 10th, instead of the class, there will be the Reverend Irene is going to lead us in World Day of Prayer service at 7:30. So please make sure that you're here. And starting on September the 16th, I am going to be teaching a course on self-awareness. Now, Maxine taught it last year, had a book study about it, but if you want to really participate in an exciting class, we are having people from all across Canada join us. You already have the books, which you're ahead apparently. Conscious Living, they've run out of Conscious Living in Amazon. So I don't know, I think people are having to download it on their Kindle. But if you want to join, it's going to be on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock in this time zone. So, and if you do join the class, the love offering goes to York Region, so that you're expected to send your love offering directly to York Region, not to Unity Canada or Unity Ministry in Motion, okay? Next week, yay, Deirdre's back talking about roots of our labor. Oh, so that's going to be a very musical service. We know we're looking forward to that. So, and our roots of our labor, of course, it's on Labor Day. So please be with us. And on September the 13th, yay, we're going to have a social distancing community get together. Well, it's not social distancing, it's physical distancing, because you're going to be very social. So, going to meet at the dojo parking lot on Stephen Court and sit around in the grassy area just across the parking lot or in the parking lot, depending on where you want to be. So bring your own chair, bring your coffee. It's from 2 to 4 on September the 13th. That is, a lot of churches have been doing this outdoor gathering, and it's really, really successful. It's so much fun. Of course, you'll be so physically distancing yourself, and if you feel more comfortable wearing a mask, then please do so. But it'll be outside. And so if there's any questions, you can ask on Thursday night. Now, let's get ready to listen to Janice Stanfield sing If I Were Brave.
What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed, would the wind always fill up my sail? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread, and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread, and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I refused to listen to the voice of fear, with the voice of courage whisper in my ear. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread, and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I were brave, what would I do today? If I were brave, what would I do today? If I were brave.
Good question, eh? What would you do? And now, please join Jackie as she talks about the hero that lies in you.
Well, good morning and welcome to Unity of York Region. My name is Jacquie Clark, and it is my honor and my privilege to be a guest speaker here today and share with you my message, my metaphysical message about the similarities between Superman and Moses. Let's begin, shall we? Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Moses. Ah, had you there for a minute, didn't I? You thought I was going to say Superman. And by all intents and purposes, you'd be right. But today, I'd like to share with you some of the metaphysical moments that I have discovered between Superman and Moses. So let me just take you back in time, in history, back to the early 1930s, because that's where it really all begins, folks. And what is actually happening in the world at that time? You've got the Great Depression. People are out of work. There are no jobs available. People are not really happy. We have a drought happening in the Midwest, so the crops aren't growing. And on the other side of the world, in Germany, a man named Adolf Hitler has been proclaimed the leader. And he does not like Jews very much. And this will lead into the Second World War. So the times were bleak. The people were looking for a hero, someone who could take them away from their problems, someone who could be there for them and to become their hero. Let's talk about now Cleveland, Ohio. And around that very same time, back in 1934, we have two young Jewish teenage boys named Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. One is the writer, the other one is more of an artist. These two boys are kind of geeky. They live in the central part of the Jewish community in Cleveland. They have been to shul. They go to their synagogue regularly. They know the Bible very well. They know the Torah very well, which is the first 4 books of the Bible. And as I said before, they're awkward and they're shy. And what they would really love to do is create a superhero, someone with great strength and power who helps the world. And so, how timely this all was, don't you think? The people were looking for a hero and they had come up with an idea for one. And as the story goes, let's refer to Superman's story first. So, in the story of Superman, he is born on the planet Krypton. And he is born to 2 very loving parents, Jor-El and Lara. And at that time on the planet, it was about to be annihilated. So in order to keep his life safe, his parents very bravely put him in a spaceship destined for planet Earth. There, he landed on Earth and he was found by this couple, Mr. and Mrs. Kent. They took the boy in and raised him as their own son. They loved him and they took very good care of him. They had discovered very soon on in the little boy's life that he had special powers. And these special powers were like, you know, flying and running fast and very strong. So in order to keep him safe, they taught him and advised him to hide his special powers, to not divulge his true self, because he would be alienated by the community, right? They didn't want his talent to stand out. Now, what's definition time? So our young Superman was actually born by the name Kal-El. Kal-El in Hebrew actually means the voice of God, which is something that Moses needs. And his parents, Jor-El and Lara, Jor-El actually means service of God. Interesting, right? So service of God, voice of God. Cool, fun fact. So now let's turn to the book of Moses, to the book of Exodus. And we have a young baby being born into a world in Egypt. And at that time in Egypt, it is being ruled by a very powerful Pharaoh. And Pharaoh is getting uncomfortable with having the Israelites with so much power and wealth. In fact, he is so uncomfortable that he decrees that every male child born to an Israelite woman would be killed. So in order to save his life, his mother puts him in a wicker basket and sends him down the river, where he is found and drawn out of the water by the Pharaoh's daughter. His name Moses actually means metaphysically to draw out of the water, right? It could also mean to draw out of one's potential, right? So how very interesting, right? And Moses, as a young man, grows up in the Pharaoh's kingdom. Now remember, he was born Jewish, and now he has to hide his identity in order to stay safe within the castle or in the kingdom, right? And while he is there, he learns how to read and write in hieroglyphics. He learns about the culture of the people. He learns how the rich people live, right? So he learns everything he needs to know for his ultimate destiny, right? Very cool. So now let's talk about the midlife. In midlife, Clark Kent is now hiding his identity in a very protective way by changing his characteristics. He's now quiet, meek, shy. He wears glasses. He's a little bit clumsy, and he also stutters a little bit, right? He then goes away to the Fortress of Solitude. This is a place where he can get away from it all and spend some time tuning within and learning about his past, learning about where his family, where he came from, the planet where he came from, and all of the other things that comes with that. He also discovers, and he is reminded, that he is there for a reason, that he's loved, that he's cared beyond measure by his parents, who still encourage him from the ethers above. He is always loved, always guided, and he is there for a very special purpose and reason. This time was a perfect time for him to think and meditate. How coincidental that it seems like these times are perfect for that too. So we talk about the midlife of Moses. Moses was brought up as an Egyptian. And as an Egyptian, he never forgot his Jewish roots. And there was a situation where there was an Israelite being beaten by an Egyptian. And Moses was so outraged that he actually killed the man and he buried him. Now, he felt really guilty and very remorseful and was worried that he would be found. In fact, he worried about his own safety now for his actions. So he decided right there and then that he would leave the castle and he would travel to the Midian desert. As you can see on the map, he's been moving. He goes in that direction, which is quite a far distance, and he is also in the desert. So what's interesting is that, going through the desert and living there, he learns about life in the desert. He learns how to live successfully. And these are the things that he needs to learn in order to share with the Israelites when he has them for the 40 years in the desert. Now, metaphysically, Midian means, and I'm going to just move my screen a little bit over here, means strife and contention. Strife and contention. Moses needed this quiet time in the desert to overcome the strife and contention within himself. He realized that instead of trying to straighten out other people, he would also do well to straighten out his own thoughts and feelings. This was a time for reflection, right? The same thing that Superman went through. And he was there for 40 years, which metaphysically means as long as it takes. Now, in the book, share. Now, in the book, The Millionaire Moses by Catherine Ponder, great book. Catherine Ponder is a Unity minister, and in this book, she writes this, and I read it to you. The Egyptian that he killed symbolizes any form of limitation in your life or any problem which you try to kill out. Instead of getting free from your problem, your reaction can bring actually more problems to you. Moses had not yet learned that he could not force people and conditions to do what he wanted them to do. He had not realized that there was a higher and better way. Most of us, when we're first instructed in the power of thought, are like Moses. We try to use our newfound power to force other people to do as we wish. If so, we get a negative reaction. However, like Moses, when you err in this way, you can still draw out the good out of apparent negative situations. For this purpose, she declares, and here's a great affirmation, write it down. She says, only good shall come from this. Only good shall come from this. Isn't that so affirming? Despite every outward situation, know that only good can come from this. So I'm going to take you now to the burning bush. And in the burning bush, right, it's situated on Mount Horeb. And Mount Horeb metaphysically means solitude, which is a place that Moses goes to kind of get away from it all. And at this point in his life, he's married, he has kids, he's a shepherd, he's got a pretty nice life, right? But he confronts this burning bush. And the burning bush is burning, but it's not consumed. And the burning bush metaphysically means it's a burning intuition that we share, that there is that still small voice within that is there to remind us and to guide us, right? So God's now talking to Moses through the burning bush. And he tells him that it's up to him to go back to Egypt, go see the Pharaoh, and tell the Pharaoh to set his people free. Moses, being a God-fearing man, a man who wants to serve God, says, you know what? I want to help. Now I'm paraphrasing here. I want to help, but you've got the wrong man. Now, I call this the Moses moment. And I think as human beings, we all get these from time to time. We feel that we are not up to the challenge that God has prepared for us. Anyway, so now Moses is talking to God and saying that he cannot do this work. He gives him a lot of excuses, a couple of which are that he's too old now. He has a family, he has children, he's got a steady life. Life's kind of comfortable, right? He's too old. He's not up for the challenge. He also tells him that he is not a good speaker and he's not confident. And no, because of that, the Pharaoh won't even listen to him, right? He just wouldn't be able to get his message across. He said to God, take my brother Aaron, because Aaron is such a better speaker. Now, metaphysically, Aaron means strength. Isn't that good? So God then says to Moses, I want you to set my people free, and I want you to take Aaron with you for strength, and I want you to carry that staff in your hand with you, because that will serve to be a symbol of my great power. And to prove his point, he asked Moses to throw the staff onto the ground, where it turned into a serpent. So now here God is showing his magnificent power. How are we doing so far? Good, right? A lot of good information. Now, here's a side note that I really needed to share with you because it really excited me when I read this. A lot of people think that the letter S on Superman's chest stands for super. And that's not necessarily the case, because the S on Superman's chest really means hope. It's a family crest from Krypton that means hope, which is really what people are looking for, aren't they? Now, also with this letter S, what it actually looks like is that it looks like it's the 12th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. All right? It's called Lamed, right? It's a fascinating letter. Here, I'm going to move my little screen here just to, oops, there we go.
Going the wrong way, Jackie.
No, other way. Sorry, folks. Little glitch here. All right. Yes, and Lamed. So Lamed is the 12th letter of the alphabet. What's really cool about this letter is that it's the only letter that rises above the line. All the other Hebrew letters stay the same, whereas Lamed rises higher. So it has significance already, right? And what's cool about it is that it is the 12th letter. It is the very center of the alphabet. So if you were to envision the whole alphabet right in front of you, they're all lowercase letters, and then Lamed is right in the center. It's the heart of the alphabet, and it also rises higher. So it's a little higher and superior than the rest, right? Very cool. So Lamed also has another significant meaning, and that is learning to align, learning to align with the will of God, right? So Moses carries a staff, which is a symbol, right, of power, of significance, of the alignment to the will of God. Whoa, are you getting chills yet? I know I am. Cool stuff. During the 30s, the people were at their lowest. They were looking for someone to lead them out of their misery, someone to guide them and show them the way out of their misery and to be a hero for them, instead of looking within themselves for strength. We love the hero. We love the perfection that they have and the service that they provide and the ultra superior traits that they carry, like running faster than everybody else or stronger than everybody else. But here's an interesting thing as well about heroes and superpowers. Supermen have flaws. Isn't that interesting? And we like these superheroes with flaws because they're more human. We can relate to them now, right? Because we feel that we have flaws too. No one's perfect, as some people say. What I find interesting is the flaws with these characters is that they both share a lack of confidence. They're both shy and timid, they're stutterers, right? They want to serve, but they're afraid to. And for Superman, his other weakness was kryptonite. Right? There it is sitting in the lead box. And for Moses, his weakness was the shame and the guilt and the blame that he felt for having killed a man. We all have traits that we like and that we don't like about each other, right? Now, in the third phase of life, in the final phase of Moses's life, he spends the time in the desert with the Israelites, teaching them the ways of the Torah, the ways of living in the desert, and he molds them to become self-sufficient. He teaches them, as the voice of God, he teaches them how to be a servant to God and how to be your best self, right? How to trust in God to provide for you. Both Superman and Moses overcame their limitations and fulfilled God's will and served his people in his own special way, in their own special way. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, states, "You must know the who and what of you. The who is our personality self. It is our human self, the conditioned self. We are multi-personality people, and we adjust ourselves to the outer conditions, to the situations, and to the people we are with. Folks, it takes baby steps to move from lack and the thoughts of limitation into freedom and working from that place within where we know that there is strength and power and wisdom. And each and every one of us have that divine spark of Christ within them, loving them, showing them the way, guiding them, and freeing them to a life of fulfillment. It's guaranteed. You have this already. You are destined for greatness, and you are here to serve. I know that within every fiber of my being. So just like Moses and Superman, you carry within you all the powers of greatness of your inherent gifts and your talents. These hidden powers, these talents are waiting for you to bring them forth. They're yearning to be used in a way that will serve God to the highest degree. It is your time to shine, folks. It is your time to shine. And you don't need to look out of yourself for a hero because it's already there with you. Today, why not decide to let the hero out? Let that hero that resides in you out, because it's time. Thank you very much. And we'll have music and then a meditation.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there, and in the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there.
And so, let's join together now in consciousness and meditate. Closing your eyes if this feels comfortable for you. Feeling your feet flat on the ground, hands relaxed on your lap, or seated cross-legged if you wish. And taking this time now for a couple of deep, cleansing breaths in and out. At your own pace and in your own time, allowing the sensations to fill your heart and your lungs. Letting it in and out. And just allowing any outer concerns of the day to fall away as you follow my voice. And if these words that I speak resonate with you, allow them to become words of your very own heart. As you breathe in and out, allowing the power and the presence of God to fill your mind, connecting your mind with God mind, your mind with God mind. This breath, this inspiration is your divine connection. It is the way in when there doesn't seem to be a way out. And as you breathe in and out for the last time, I invite you now to just allow your breath to become easy and peaceful, allowing yourself to be breathed. And as we turn within, we affirm God's power and presence, united together in oneness, filled with hope and inspiration for goodness and mercy reigning supreme in our lives. We give thanks for God's presence that is always there within us, loving us, guiding us, and showing us the way. We are so very happy and grateful, knowing that there are opportunities opening up to us now. And we do not have to sit any longer with supposed lack and limitations. We are freed. We are free to become new beings in God. As we face the challenges in life, we realize that when God closes one door, the next one opens. And there is no other greater love than God's love to honor you, guide you, and support you. You are freed to be all that you can be. You are strength. You are courage. You are power. You are glory. You now see the light in yourselves and in yourself. And you recognize the good that is everywhere present. Holding this truth of goodness and mercy reigning supreme, we bask for a moment in the silence. Breathing in, being aware of breathing in. Breathing out, being aware of breathing out. You surrender all of your cares, your worries, and your doubts into God's infinite care. And you smile, a knowing smile to yourself, knowing that God's got your back, God's in charge. And your abundance, your health, your strength, and your happiness are guaranteed. Indeed, as you step forward into your greatness, you allow the hero within you out. And your success is guaranteed. We thank you, God, for this time and this place together as we are seated on holy ground. We smile, a knowing smile to ourselves. We release these words to Spirit and know that this or something better is made manifest for us now. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much, Jackie. That was fascinating. I had no idea. And that really, the coincidences, well, they're not coincidences. That's obviously where they took it from. Thank you for that wonderful insight into the Superman in our lives as well. And now it's time for our love offering. We're self-supporting. Behind the scenes, Unity York Region is actively working. You cannot imagine all that goes on behind the scenes to get this, this gathering organized. And so, and all the other activities that go on here. And so you know that you're invited to be an active partner in this divine flow and substance, nature, and presence that York Region is. We know the law of giving and receiving. And we know that it's only when the flow is going in both directions that we thrive. So let's contribute regularly and easily, even when we aren't meeting in person, in Sunday or in class. And the easiest ways to do it is right here. E-transfer from your bank to contact at Unity York Region. Just remember there's two Y's there in the middle, Unity York Region. Or every week in the weekly email, a link to Tithely is actually the easiest way. You just click on it and fill in the information. You can even click the button to say that you want to contribute this amount every month. And you can also offer to pay the fees that Tithely charges Unity York Region for this service. It's just a small amount. I think it's about $2 on $100 giving. Or if you don't want to be digital, you can mail a check to our address, and that's also in the email every week. So many ways to give easily. Let's say our offering together, shall we? Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. God is my source. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God.
My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied 1,000-fold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes.
The universe says yes. Whatever you ask for, you are given. So be careful what you ask for. And now let's join together in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God
watches over us.
wherever
Wherever
we
we are, God is.
And now, after the peace song, Robin will lead us in the go forth blessing. All is well.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now, with every step I take. Let this be my joy and smile, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
We are now surrounded and enfolded by the pure white light of Spirit. Nothing but good shall come to us, and only good shall go from us. Go forth in peace, radiant love, and joy. Amen.